reaction to that terrible tragedy unfolding in Tamil Nadu. 40 people are dead. The number could likely increase going forward into the night.
I'm very sorry, my heart goes out to all those family members of those 40 people killed. I only pray God that, no more casualties is all I can say at this point of time. But I think it's a responsibility in all political parties also that whenever they prepare for for rallies of such magnitude, people's safety should be of primary concern. All the standard operating procedures, should be in place. The police also, especially the leaders and the political parties should work very closely with the police establishment. They are the people who will tell them, what are the standard operating procedures. We have to make sure the people's lives, we cannot lose precious people's life like this. Politics on one side, doing rallies on one side. What is democracy all about? Democracy is all about people's involvement. Democracy is for the people, by the people, and that it is for the people. And for democracy, if we are going to lose people's lives, I don't think that is a good sign. I think every party, irrespective of party, we need to make sure that people's life are of prime importance for us, and safety measures are very important. Okay, we have seen during Bangalore also, during the Chinnaswamy Stadium, we lost 9 to 10 precious lives. So 40 lives is huge, and I only wish nothing more is there. Only if political parties would have listened to the police and put this SOPs, safety measures in place, and we would not have lost so many lives. Is all I would like to. My prayers for all the families. I only pray God that all the injured, we don't lose any more lives.
Right. That's the hope, Satyaprakash. Is different. It changes entirely, and the blame squarely lies in your court every time you're not able to manage a crowd.
See, Swetaji, not the time to play politics. I don't agree with what Kovai Satyan said earlier that, blaming the government. Government or the district administration will get ready to whatever crowd the organizers say. For example, the organizers say in their application that, we are expecting 10,000 crowd. Then as per standard operating procedure, for 10,000, how many policemen are required, they will put. Regarding the medical facility and all, the organizers should get it ready. See, Karur is a small town. I also have little idea about Karur. Karur is a small town. I think, you will not find more than 8 or 10 ICU units also there, according to my thing, or maybe little more. This is a tragedy. If what Kovai Satyan is saying, more than another 40 people are there who want ICU, then definitely, it will be an issue. But blaming, the government or something is not, at this point of time, we can always do a post-mortem. We can always see who are at fault. If the administration are at fault or the organizers are at fault, that we can see later. But right now,
this is perhaps where I disagree with you, sir, because every time an analysis is done ex facto, we know the government often gets away with it. Hold on, stay with us. Women get away with it. We see a judicial panel being formed, 15 to 20 days of deliberations, 2 to 3 months of extensive research, and post which I think the matter dies down. There is no accountability. There is no resignation. There is no moral responsibility. Nobody comes out and says this could have been done better.
See, then we will be doing huge injustice to that common man. 40 people have died. I don't agree with it. The government of the day should look into it. Who are the people responsible for this fiasco? If the organizers are responsible, then they have to be booked. There's no doubt in that. Every rally, they will give a permission letter, and according to what Kovai Satyan says, TVK has asked for 10,000. When you ask permission for 10,000, and according to reports, as your own correspondent said, more than 40,000 or nearly 1 lakh is what Kovai Satyan also said. If I was able to hear him properly, then it is clearly the organizers who are responsible. If you are telling 10,000 and if 3 times or 4 times or 5 times people come, it will be very difficult to manage crowd. And especially if the organizers would have said 40,000 people are coming, police would not have given permission in that ground. They would have asked them to go out of the city somewhere outside where there are a lot of exit points so that this crowd of such magnitude can be controlled. So it exactly goes to what permission police have given. I don't know how many people TVK was expecting. If People more than expectation have come. How can you blame anyone? You tell me. We can only blame the organizers for that. Is all I can say at this point
But
of time.
we can learn in hindsight from our past mistakes.
So, Sudha also was saying that food and water didn't come at the right time, so people
Right.
were in anger. And Mr. TVK's president, whatever Vijay didn't come at the right time. Also, is what Sudhaji said. I have no idea, what is happening there. But
Okay.
if those things are true, then the organizers are to be blamed for that. So when people will become restless when they are put in one place, for long hours of time,
Right.
and they are not given food, no water, there will be restlessness among people. That will lead to stampede. I think this is purely the result of a stampede. And the government, should after the postmortem is done, I think the standard operating procedure should be laid down strictly. People's lives are at stake, Swetaji. People's lives are at stake, and no government,
Right.
DMK being our ally, we will
People's
take
lives
this
have
seriously.
been lost,
And,
Satyaprakash ji. They were at stake already. 40 people have died. So, come to think of it, more could have been done, better could have been done, and we're all wiser in hindsight. But blame to know where it lies, to know who was responsible. But I think it would be fair to say, Satyaprakash, that this is a collective failure. It's a failure of the machinery, the state machinery, and it's also failure of the organizers. It would be a long drawn process before we arrive at who is finally responsible for it. But on the face of it, sir, it looks like there were not enough policemen, there was not enough arrangement, the organizers failed, and the police also failed to ensure that enough and more personnel were on ground to contain the crowd.
Swetaji, I am staying nearly 350 to 400 kilometers away from Karur, so I cannot make a comment on that. The best people to make a comment is that are the district administration and the state government. So it will be very difficult for me to find fault at this. At this point of time, what we can do is right now we have to look at the state government should give all possible help to those who are in the hospitals. Like Kovai Satyan said, if people are thronging to the local private hospitals, government should, I urge upon, Stalin, our chief minister and the health minister, to instruct the private health officers, hospitals to take them in. We will look after the billing later. To take them in at the right time, give them all necessary medical help that is required. Because in these emergencies, the first hour is a golden hour. We should not lose any more people. Is all I am saying. Because hardly these people are common people, hand-to-mouth situation people. They are farmers, laborers, workers, small traders. Their lives should not be put at risk. And as far as possible, those 30 or 40 people, we need to try to save all of them. Is what I am saying. Next, we will go to the next step. We let this casualty be. Let us come out of this casualty. Then tomorrow, day after, there is always tomorrow. We can sit down, find what are the reasons, and another Karur should not happen. Like what has happened in Bangalore after the stampede, the government went to they went into made lot of meetings, and a law was passed in the assembly how to have standard operating procedures for crowd management. And now, see, problem is the district administration should have the final word as far as these sort of events are there. If the district administration, the SP, the district commissioner there, the collector says no, it means no. And if they want some still hold this, they have to hold it at the right place with correct exits in place. Without exits, right exits, without standard operating procedures in place, if 50, 60,000 people are there, at least there should be some 5 to 10 ambulances. And we should see how far the hospitals are there. In case of an emergency, how soon can we take them in? If some stampede happens, are there some 10 or 20 or 30 doctors there, 10 doctors?
I mean, that's
Whose
a fair point.
responsibility is this?
That's a fair point.